Okay. Um, I enjoy watching Sticks Hexenhammer. I think his stuff is good. Um, yeah. Anyway, yeah, I'm all by myself today. Yep, she's at work, and this is my work, so we're it's just me and you, the viewers. Any that are gonna be watching this one today. Um, I'm gonna get this shared out to my Twitter and Facebook, and we'll see if maybe we can't get some more folks watching. You know, I'm gonna say something. I do keep the window open for the chat, so if y'all have some criticisms or whatever, by all means, please. Just try to keep it constructive. I don't keep it family friendly. You shouldn't be on the internet like saying this really bizarre stuff that really just shouldn't be being said. Oh, my dad updated his Facebook. Yay. Cool. He's looking healthier than he used to. I'll say that. I'll say that. There wasn't. I mean, there is some things medically wrong with him, but they're not. A couple of them could potentially be life threatening, but he's not like he's not bedridden. Let's put it that way. Like me, you put him up against the wall, and you're in for a ride. Put it that way. We might not win, but we'll leave you something to remember us by. That's for sure. Me and him both basically believe that. You know, we don't believe in going down without a fight. That's for sure. Well, I don't believe in going down without a fight. What I believe in is I'll hold my punches if I know I can get the game-winning shot. That's my personal belief is a little bit more nuanced on that stance. But if I know that I don't have the game-winning shot and you've brought me that kind of a fight, you better be ready to end it because I'm not going to until it's done. Alright. So I did flush out a little bit of the automation last night. I got this stuff done this morning. I'm going to work on the drilling farms. You know, drill, baby, drill. We're going to have a booming lumber economy. It's going to be great. Um, um, yeah, I just got to go get the Brightwood stuff or the Gleamwood and fill in, you know, some crystals and all that fun junk. Just have it set up for, you know, the wood harvest, which I know this sounds kind of insane, but like this right here is not even remotely close to the best setup. Nowhere near is this close. I've got gaps in places. I got all kinds of stuff. Like, a real wood farm should be like half this size, easy. Oh, definitely. 100%. Like, especially this one, right? Like, we got these two, I keep wanting to point at it like a dubber. We got these two spots right in here. That doesn't need to be there. You know, it could be brought up here. I could redo the water there. All this stuff is 100% true. But you know what? Ain't gonna do it. It's a wood farm. It does what it's supposed to do. That's all I needed to do. Is what I have it set up to do. I'm not going to waste much of my time on that now. We have another fun thing that we're going to have to try to create somewhere, somehow. Ooh, I got the puppy dog. I got the puppy. I got the puppy dog. Oh. The sub terrier. Well, I'm going to keep my Ember Tail in place. But I'll put the sub terrier because my fiance, when she gets out of work, might want a cute little puppy doggy. Speaking of the cute little puppy doggy, squeechy, squeechy, squeechy. Hey, are you done outside? Come here, booger. There you go. Be free. Be free. Okay, so we both have the cats, but we've also unlocked the Junior Orange Slime, the bird, bird is the word. No, the Sub Terrier, and yeah. Alright, so now that the automation is more or less kind of where I want it, but it's not complete, I need like 8 more drills. We had to put those back there. We actually had bugs trying to roll right on into the camp. It's kind of annoying. Drill, baby, drill is right. Okay. Well, I don't need the conveyor belts because I'm pretty sure those are all set. I'll double check on that. Make sure they're all up. Nope, no, they're not. Okay. Boink. Okay. So if we have that there, then the belt goes right down here. Like so. The other one will just go straight. Oh, let's see. That person was obviously staged. Wow. Alright, I know what I need to do. You tried to hurt Peanut. Yeah, they did, didn't they? They absolutely hurt Peanut, and we made him feel it. Seamus, you and your stupid cartoons. It's hard to focus on what I'm doing. I'm laughing inside too much. Thinking Freedom Tunes, man. They're not even on the TV. It's not even on the TV, and it's still in my brain, man. Yo, I am pointing at the brick I want you to break. What is going on here? But no, I'd love to have the money to go get a GoPro and go do some stuff outdoors. Show people me progressing with my bow and on my e-bike. Show off the town a little bit. You know? I actually do think it'd be good for this town. I think that we could potentially get more people to start considering small town America again. Well, the first thing we got to do is just show them that, yeah, these places exist, and they are livable. You know, we've got jobs. Ouch. Because, like, yeah, it's true, we lost a lot of our jobs, especially here in Maine. Like, all of our mill jobs got, you know, BTFO'd out of the state, which sucks, but, like, there are other things we can do. I want to get a good animator with a good sound design guy and some artwork people together, and I'd love to make a video game and an animated series and stuff, and just like start doing stuff to make small town America a thing again. I'd like to see the mills reopened in some other capacity so we have our jobs back, you know? I mean, I've decried the mills left and right because of personal issues, and the way that they've been handled so far, I think, has been kind of a poor handling, but, you know, that's more based off of the fact that how many of your workers have died of cancer, etc. You know? And you want to sit there and try to say, well, the studies say, dude, I don't give a rip what the studies say. I give a rip about what's actually physically happening. Alright, I've seen... My own grandfather worked in one of your guys' paper mills, and he died of cancer. So, there might not be a very large connection, and it could just be something small and easy to fix. But it needs to be fixed. So, I mean, deny whatever you want. That's fine. That is entirely on you to do. But, like... Missed. But, like, yeah, I would love to see my town go back to being my, you know... I wasn't born here. I was born about an hour away from here. And that town's actually doing pretty good. Like, 100%. But I live here. I don't live where I was born. I live, like, 2 towns over. And I would absolutely love to see the towns of Livermore Falls, Livermore, and Jay be something worth living in. 100%. And I know there's probably going to be someone who sees this at some point, I would hope. Oh, look, the tentacle whip. Cool. Yeah, I don't have the mojo to deal with that guy, so we're just going to build the bridge and run. But yeah, it's actually kind of sad to see what's happened to my state. And it's not just under Janet Mills. This has been going on. This loss of jobs in the state of Maine has been going on since before I was born. It started 30 years ago, and no one wanted to deal with it back then because it was too politically inconvenient. Well, now it's become more than politically inconvenient for a lot of people who live here, who have made their lives here, who have families here. And everyone wants to call it, oh, it's a retirement state, blah, blah, blah. For the most part, you're right. But and while I don't have a problem trashing my current governor because I think she's a feckless moron, the reality is that not everything is her fault in this state. Some things, even a lot of things, actually predate her. Oh boy. Yeah, we're gonna avoid the politics thing today. 100%. I may have talked a little bit politically this morning, but like, made it back. I'm back with the cookies. Ooh, cookies. Nah. I can't do that. Yeah, I'm kind of scrolling through YouTube on the other TV while I'm waiting for some of this ore to process. Hey, gut filled. I like Greg. Greg is good. Mostly. Oh, poor Billy boy. You stink. You stinky. You need a bath. I'll give you one later. Oof. Yeah, he probably would. He probably would. Oh, lit floor. No, I don't need that. I need to go find... That didn't take long to find. Okay.
Was this something that Robert should have had?
No, no, it's not. It's something that Vermeil got for Halloween, and it's just been kind of hanging out here. I have to find a home for it. I don't know where that home is gonna be, but yeah. Link those two together. I didn't bring a generator. Okay, well, I forgot to bring a generator. Oh yeah, we love our country. We're just tired of our country being the friggin' problem all the time. Really? Okay, now you know what? I think we'll go back up for just a moment. Uh, oh, also, uh, okay, yeah, that's gonna take way too long. Oh yeah, I get to go for the long walk down. We're back, baby. You know the internet's back when people are just trolling online, putting stupid filters over people, just for giggles. Well, I'm not drinking out of that. Our country. Oh, man, I hate that guy. Uh, tentacles. Oh, yeah, you can't actually. Mm. Alex Jones is a press secretary. Yes. Do it. Dirty? Sure. Disgusting? Yeah, maybe. Boring? Oh hell yeah! The most boring person on the planet. You turn into my stream. You tune into my stream. You're gonna be snoring in an hour. Almost guarantee it. And you know why it works? It works because I'm very self-aware of this fact. I am so self-aware as to how unentertaining and uninspired my streaming is that I'm gonna make it work. No, it never does. I mean, I'm streaming, but that thing doesn't make enough noise to be of a difference. So, tracking, heck, they did win. 219 so far.
for someone like Joe Biden. I wanted Tulsi Gabbard, a Democrat. I wanted Andrew Yang, a Democrat. Where Yang has really let us down, as Democrats tend to do. And Tulsi Gabbard joined the Republican Party and is now in Trump's transition team. So you come to someone like me and you say, why don't we have a Tim Pool? You did. You had him for a very long time, my entire life. I worked for Vice. I worked for ABC News' joint venture Fusion. And the whole time I was like, I want Democrats to win. And what did they do? They took a dump on the floor and said, Tim, fall in line or get out. And I said, sayonara. I didn't vote for Trump in 2016. I supported Bernie Sanders. Even after all the lies and the manipulations and the things they pushed against Donald Trump, I still said I'm supporting Democrats in 2019 in the primary. Tulsi Gabbard, Andrew Yang. What they do? They cut Yang's mic. Remember that one? Andrew Yang dropped to his knees and is playing this pathetic game. Tulsi Gabbard stood strong and said, I know what's going on, and this ain't it. And she drove Trump, RFK Jr., Elon Musk to create a coalition unity party, and I said, I'm witches. And now they're going, why don't we have a Tim Pool anymore? How come the Democrats don't have a so help us a Tim Pool? Absolute insanity. You did. That's why Trump won. Because people like me, and I'm a small, tiny component, but people like me who are middle of the road were embraced by conservatives. Fascinating. How about this one? Charlie Kirk invited us to do Timcast IRL at TPUSA, and I said, that sounds awesome. Let's do it. I am not a staunch, suit-wearing conservative guy like Charlie Kirk. I am a moderate, somewhat liberal guy. And Charlie gets it. Absolutely gets it. You know what he's thinking? I'm going to disagree with a lot of stuff. You know, it's cool. But these guys are moderates. And they got a lot of moderates watching. And former liberals who now identify as libertarian or conservative. Tim's also got a bunch of libertarians. We don't need preaching to the choir, so they invited us to come to TV USA. You know what? They did it again for a second year, and for the third year in a row. I don't know how to announce this, but we're here right now, organizing our third appearance on stage at Turning Point USA, talking about this big unity coalition. And I'll tell you this right now: conservatives and Republicans of the staunchest variety, they need the moderates going into the midterms. We got 2 years. And then we got another 4. And the Republicans have said something quite simple. We are willing to compromise with the moderates to win elections and swing this country in the direction that it needs to go. And the moderates said, thank you for being my friend. We agree on these things. And the Democrats said, you're all far-right Nazis, you're racist, bigots, misogynists, and transphobes. And I said, well, they won't talk to me at all unless I sit there and accept them dumping all over the floor. I ain't doing that. And the conservatives, am I right, said, you know, we disagree on some things, but what can we do to work together? And I said, thank you for trying. They gave the politically homeless a home, and that's why they won. So let me give a shout to Crackpot Alan Lichtman. This one's fascinating. Incumbent party is predicted to win. When 6 or more are false, the nominee challenging will win. So this guy has been laughably false. Let's take a look at why. Now, right now he's saying it's because Elon Musk disinformation. That's why my prediction was wrong. The keys rely on an electorate that knows what's going on. Oh yeah. Party mandate. After the midterm elections, the incumbent party holds more seats in the U.S. False. That's one. No primary contest. There's no serious contest
That movie just looks ridiculous. I might watch it just because of how ridiculous it looks. But
during the election campaign. That is only technically the truth. The question I had during the election was, do people feel the economy is worse?
excuse me.
So the problem with this one is the government was putting up numbers that the economy was great, the country is growing, when regular people's wages were not keeping up with inflation. And butter, where we live, is $7.50. But you know what? I don't care. You can have the run of the paper. Strong long term, don't care. I'm gonna give them only three. It's number 7, major policy change. The incumbent administration affects major changes across national major changes in national policy. False. Kamala Harris said on the news when asked, "Would you do anything differently?" No. Nothing comes to mind. She was asked this twice, and she said, "No, nothing comes to mind." Or false. Only 2 more. Trump's predicted to win. There is no sustained social unrest. Yes, there was all across universities protesting Israel, and as a major point of contention for the Democratic Party. That's 5. No scandal. The incumbent administration is untainted by major scandal. False. Afghanistan withdrawal and the checking his watch and the transfer of these men with it whose lives were lost. So that right there, what are we looking at? 7? No border military failure. Afghanistan. There you go. Major foreign or military success. There were no successes. So false. Charismatic incumbent. He said he actually said Trump's not charismatic. This thing is like only a few of these things could be. The whole thing could be considered false. Uncharismatic challenger. I'm sorry, charismatic incumbent. Yes, false. Uncharismatic challenger. False. This guy is out of his mind. I'll tell you where it comes from. Final thoughts on this. And then, this guy watches CNN and MSNBC, and he believed everything they said. And this is the truth. He's blaming Elon Musk for spreading misinformation instead of recognizing that he is the one who lives with me. It's as everybody else is wrong. I was right the whole time. It's the rest of the world. Everywhere you go, you smell crap. Well, good luck, friends.
Yeah, it's a good point. If you smell crap wherever you go, check the bottom of your boot. Yeah, you can get rid of that too. And that. I don't need that where I'm going.
Thanks for hanging out, everybody. We're back with more segments coming up in just a couple of. I'm trying to figure out a new schedule for the Accelerating War and Space but Not Better. So I think the next segment maybe we'll see what happens. But thanks for hanging out. We'll see you all next segment.
Oh man. Yeah, no, that's pretty nutty. Pretty funny too. You know, there was a lesson I learned courtesy of my dad back when I was a kid, and it was my first time playing dodgeball, right? Well, not my first time, but my first time really competing in dodgeball in any sort of legitimate fashion. Because out in Bush, Alaska, you know, we were just looking for things to do as kids. And I remember this very well because my team, we got our butts handed to us hard. Okay? And I remember, and this wasn't another kid doing this was me. I remember sitting there being so mad that we had lost. You know, the usual kid thing. And instead of accepting the fact that I was just outplayed, I tried to blame everything but the fact that I didn't do my best, which was true. I didn't do my best. I was there because my dad told me I had to be there because he was tired of me sitting at the house playing with Legos and driving him nuts all day. So anyway, of course, I get mad and I start throwing the typical child's temper tantrum. And bear in mind, I'm like 10 years old, I think, at this point. I could be wrong about that. No, 10's about right. 10, 11, somewhere in that ballpark. Right. Bush, Alaska. I've been out there for like 5, 6 years. So, well, not quite that. It was like 4 to 5 years, I think, at that point. And so, I didn't. I had this really massive competitive streak, and so as you know, when you have a huge competitive streak and you don't have a good mentality, and you have the mentality that you have to win at all costs and everything that you do, kind of thing, things don't really go so well emotionally. So here I am in the sports, in the area where we kept all the sports equipment and stuff like that. And I'm putting everything back up, and I'm mad, and I threw a basketball just about as hard as I could off of the floor and started cussing and swearing as my dad and the gym teacher both walked in as I'm throwing this temper tantrum. And instead of my gym teacher talking, it's probably the only thing that my dad had to say to me, was that it's just a game, you won't win them all, you're just here to have fun. So because of that phrase, I pretty much became the least competitive person on the planet, right? Like, I felt like I was just told that nothing mattered because of that. Then I became an adult, and I tried to get into competitive gaming in Call of Duty back in about 2009, 2010. I was trying to beef up my ability to play Call of Duty because I wanted to get into esports and all this other stuff, and that didn't pan out. So I was also trying to get into the military, and that didn't pan out either. So, I kept trying to figure out where I would go. And I'm getting these feelings welling up again, like back when I was a kid, when I lost that dodgeball game, and I'm like, but it's all just a game, right? It doesn't matter. And then my brain started to snap and say, there's a difference between a game of frigging dodgeball and real life. Dodgeball, the worst that's going to happen to you is a broken nose because you got nailed in the face by a ball flying at somewhere around 20 to 30 miles an hour. It's probably going to sting a little bit. In real life, when you fail and you mess up, let's see, homelessness, death, prison, being addicted to drugs, and working as someone's, floor scrubbing B-word because you want that next spike of crack, just like off of San Andreas. I mean, the list kind of goes on, right? Well, in politics, it's the same way, right? But it's kind of the happy medium between the two, in that some of this stuff is just a game. Like the stuff about people getting online, being all performative and all this other stuff, yes. With limited exceptions, that's true. That's all just gamesmanship and BS. But when it comes right down to the nits and grits of it, who controls the country is who gets to set the prices. Now, a lot of people out there like to say, oh, that's not true, that's not possible, blah, blah, blah. Dude, we've seen it time and time again. Every time a Democrat gets in office, prices go up. Every time a Republican gets in office, with the exception of the Bush family, prices tend to either stay the same or go down. And the reason for that is, and it's more true with modern politicians over the last 10 years, 10 to 15 years, than it is prior to that point. Because prior to that point, we didn't have companies pushing as hard to send jobs overseas. Well, now we have this fun situation, and yes, I'm just kind of talking about this stuff while I'm waiting for my order process. Now we have this interesting situation where most of the jobs have gone overseas as far as manufacturing goes. We don't make anything at home ourselves, including our own medical equipment. And I'm not talking about small, like, Band-Aids and stuff. I'm talking about, like, pacemakers, ventilators, surgical equipment, the stuff that's actually important, and we have to rely on China to make it for us. What's wrong with this picture here? We should have it can be able to be manufactured right here in the U.S. That way, if an emergency does happen, all we have to do is flip a switch, ramp up production, and bam. We don't have to wait for 2 weeks for it to ship because China decides they're mad at us for some reason or another, and they want to say, oh, well, we have to do this, this, and this. There's a whole new extra level of quality protection that we're throwing in here unnecessarily that, you know, is beyond the first 3 quality protection checks that we already do. We're just going to slow roll this stuff right to your doorstep because, you know, we want you to suffer. Well, why do we have it that way? We have it that way because we don't impose tariffs on stuff coming in from other countries from companies. And by the way, this is more specific here. He did not say that the tariffs would come from all companies. He said that it was going to target specifically the companies that originated from the United States but were bringing their stuff in from overseas, i.e., forcing them to either GTFO or start bringing jobs back here to the US, where they belong, where they started. I should not be getting a Kellogg's box that says made in Mexico. I should not be getting car parts unless I'm ordering foreign car parts that say made in Honduras or China. They should be, and that's another thing too, like, you foreign car manufacturers, dude, stop getting your stuff from China, make it at home. Jesus, Japan especially, man. You guys whine and complain about how your young people don't work and blah, 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 and it's like, well, gee, maybe it's because you exported all of your good working jobs to a foreign friggin' country, just like what we did here. And now you got people like me on YouTube doing boring CoreKeeper streams where I end up talking about geopolitics more than I do playing the game because well, not more, because I did a 7.5 hour stream with my fiance yesterday. But, like, yeah, no. It is what it is. But y'all got it backwards. You think that the tariffs are going to be a massive penalty on the people buying the goods? No. It's going to be the reverse. It's going to be, they're going to either cooperate or the American people are going to revolt and just make this stuff at home anyway. Because we will. Absolutely we will. We are so tired of being dependent on the rest of the world for our sustainability. And it was a huge mistake for us to get that mindset in the first place. Huge mistake, massive mistake, and it is time to correct that mistake. It's past time to correct that mistake. Just like it's been my mistake to rely on everybody else for every little thing throughout my entirety of my life, with the exception of childhood, because, you know, yeah, that's what I did. And even now, I'm still doing it because I'm trying to get my YouTube channel up and running. I'm trying to get my Twitter up and running. I'm trying to get, you know, all this social media goodies up and running. So that way when we do release Osarian Heroes to the public, which we are in the process of actively doing, I can actually have an audience to buy the game who may or may not enjoy it. And yes, it's going to be a turn-based role-playing game. No, it's not going to be exactly the standard experience, but it is going to be more or less closely related to the standard turn-based role-playing game experience. I am personally going in to change some things. I wish I could change them engine-wise because there's some things that I really wanted to change. Number one, I really didn't want the game to be turn-based. I wanted it to be an action role-playing game, but it's kind of just what we could afford for our first outing. Was RPG Maker 2003. Does that mean I won't be using that software in the future? Well, no, I actually kind of like the software. It's pretty useful. It has its problems, sure, that's fine, but so does every other software out there. You're not going to sit here and say to me that there is a perfect game creation engine out there, because it doesn't exist. There's no such thing as perfect. perfection as far as humanity is concerned. In fact, I'm willing to argue that as far as the universe is concerned as a whole, perfection is a lie. It's a lie that we told ourselves because we wanted to feel more comfortable that there is an end goal somewhere. But let me posit this question to you. What if there isn't one? What are you going to do then? See, me, I'm not going to care one way or the other because I'm just going to live life and enjoy it, right? Like later today, now that I know that a certain political party now has the entirety of the government captured, more or less, I'm going to go out with a glass of whiskey at about 4 or 5 o'clock this afternoon, maybe even 3 o'clock, and I'm going to cut the end off of that fat cigar I was waiting for. And y'all are going to have a good 10-minute stream where I actually talk about this stuff. And I'm going to go live off of my phone this time because I am not moving this whole setup. Oh, that'd be a nightmare. Onto the porch just so I can go light up a cigar for 10 minutes. And talk about, crappy politics that have been going and have been destroying my country for the last 20 years. And the fact that we might have a chance to fix it, assuming certain people don't bungle it up, which they kind of have a reputation for doing. So yeah, I'm hopeful, but I'm not holding my breath because I don't want to... Well, I'm not going to suffocate myself to death, let's put it that way. And that's another thing, I do have the occasional viewer on here, and occasionally they're conservative or liberal or whatever. I'm going to tell you a little secret about life, okay? If you really, really were honest with yourself about the way the world worked, okay? And I'm not talking about the way you think the world works because some Marxist communist manifesto or some right-wing fascist whatever ideology infected your brain, right? I'm talking about the real here, like food, water, shelter, the stuff that people actually really give a rip about, not the blasé politics of things. Do you think at the end of the day, Americans or the world at large are just going to disappear because Republicans or Democrats have control? I mean, you might lose your country, sure. But your life, I don't know. I'd have to argue against that one because, and I'm not talking about the, I'm going to be fine no matter what attitude. I'm just saying that as far as, you might lose some of the more convenient things of life, but it's not going to matter who's really in charge as long as you know how to survive in any situation, really. So, really, this attitude is a more basic failure of understanding by the human populace. And back to the dodgeball thing, and instead of assuming personal responsibility for not having their mentality right, they're going to sit there and blame everything but because they can't handle the fact that they were willing to vote against the one thing, the handful of things that actually do matter in the real world, which is your food, clean water, warm place to sleep at night and be safe. Your shelter, your food, and your water are really all that you need. And the ability to keep warm in the winter and cool in the summer, your thermoregulation, those are important. You can't catch hypothermia, and if you get hyperthermic during the summer months, it can be just as dangerous. It's called heat stroke. So you're going to sit here and tell me that your failure to vote along the lines of having cheaper, better foods, which thank you RFK Jr. for bringing this topic up, you're going to sit here and say that it's somehow our fault? Because we're racist and misogynist and all this other stuff? To which, alright, let's put aside the fact that I've been in 2 different relationships with women of color. Actually, no, 3, because she was Latino. That's true too. And 4 if you count the one-day date that didn't end in a one-night stand. It was just a date with that really beautiful Asian woman and really nice person. But, like, alright, let's put that aside for a minute. Tell me something. On any of my streams or broadcasts, have you ever heard me viciously or violently call someone a racist name? Have you ever seen me have a live stream where I'm in a fight with a person of color despite being white? Have you ever seen me criticize someone for saying something on a stream specifically because of their color of their skin? No. And you never will. Because I'm not a racist. You made that word up to fit this particular means, even though that's not what it means. You're mad because someone voted against what you wanted because they voted for what they needed, which is food, water, shelter, warm place to stay. You know, the important things. You completely took Maslow's hierarchy of needs and threw it out the window and tried to turn it on its head by saying my gender ideology and inclusion matters more than your need for food and water. Go spurg out somewhere else. That's what you look like. And then when you didn't get your way, you spurged out even more and told everyone that voted according to Maslow's hierarchy of needs that they were a racist, misogynistic bigot who wouldn't know good policy if it smacked them upside the head. Well, I hate to burst your bubble there, honey, but if your policy doesn't address the bottom tier, which is the most important piece of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, when they are needed to be addressed, you're going to lose. I don't care what letter you have next to your name. It's just a matter of fact. I knew it was coming. I kept my mouth shut about it because I was hopeful that that the rest of America saw it too, and approximately half of y'all didn't. About a good 49%. I'd say about 48.5% of you did not. That's disturbing. That is disturbing. That tells me right there that y'all were so blinded by your ideology that you didn't care about the $5 pound of butter. Y'all didn't care about having to pay $5 for a gallon of milk. Or the fact that eggs went up to $4 a dozen. When they used to be like under $2. So, you know, your lack of ability to pay attention does not make me racist or a bigot. It makes you inattentive. Which is fine. It is okay to be inattentive. Just don't think that your opinion, because you're inattentive, don't think that that makes you the authority on things. Because you're not. I can probably... And this is more directed to the people in the media who think they're the authority at anything. Dude, you're sitting in front of a camera much like I am, and you just happen to have an audience. Big whoop. Might I add that your audience numbers are declining steadily. Because at this point in time, they see you for what you are. A bunch of propagandist hacks who, now that you've been caught with your pants down, you know, you're toast. That orange probably done enough for me to make the thing. Nope, and it's not just that I need to get that. I need wool. And she said she had not harvested, but rather wrangled us up some sheep. So let's go see if they got... I'm going to have to do some better lighting down here because I can't have that thing destroying things. Gotta make her a bag too while I'm at it. It's so peaceful and serene in this pen that she made. Makes me kind of forget about all the BS I was just talking about. Yeah, no, the guys who did CoreKeeper did a good job. I'll say it. Just because a game doesn't have great graphics doesn't mean it can't be a good game. Wherever that assessment came from, they were wrong. And that's why I'm hopeful that my Osarian heroes can actually take off. Hopefully. Okay. That's all the wool. Now all we need is the octarine bars. And I'm going to have to go harvest some more slippery slime. Alright. I want to have this all set up before she gets out of work today, because I would like to have another Fury Furnace set right there. I would put one here, but he cut off the ability to walk through here, and that's kind of the whole shtick. I wish we had an extra layer, though, like the ability to walk up and over all this stuff with, like, a giant, you know, bridge that overarcs it. Just so that way we could, like, walk over top of everything. Having multiple layers would be great. But I definitely understand why they didn't do that, or maybe that's for a future implementation. I am so shutting these notifications off. Oh, it's a weather notification. It's saying it's going to be sunny outside. I'm looking out the window. There's a little bit of cloudage in the sky, but it is bright out there. You know what that tells me? It's sunny outside. Oh, cloud must have gone in front of the sun. It just got a little bit darker. Still doesn't change anything. Yeah, I'm just gonna dump that. Probably have to eat that. And, yeah, I'm gonna snag that whole stack because of what I'm gonna do next. Okay. And, oh, by the way, before anyone does decide to ask the smart question here, how long have you known about this stuff, blah, blah, blah. Dude, I just read about Maslow's hierarchy of needs this last year. Before this year, I didn't even know what the name Maslow, like, no, I didn't know any of that garbage. At all. At all. And then when I started looking at it for myself, I'm like, well, wait a minute. Wait a gosh darn minute. There's some truth to what's being said in this little document. This one-page graph of things. It wasn't hard to figure it out. It's not like it's the most intensive read on the planet. It's literally a pyramid chart. It sure the heck isn't the 900-page you-know-what document that they tried to brainwash people with during this last election. I almost just said it right. Oh, man. Schumer, screw you, dude. You got me doing it, too. I'm just saying, man. You really are the devil, you know that? And if you know, you know. If you don't know, then go out and do a little bit of research on the topic, because I don't feel like having my monetization potentially be banned because of a political joke. Well, it's not too far from the teleporter, so whatever. That, and we're not playing this in Hardkeeper. Although, if I did get enough views with a different character, I might try Not saying that I'd succeed, but I might try a hardcore world at some point. You know, the one where your character, if your character dies, they kind of stay dead. I might actually try that. That could be actually pretty entertaining. And you forgot to grab the grave marker, which has all your stuff in it. But yeah, just like how I was the grumpy child who lost the game of dodgeball and couldn't cope with it, now they can't cope with it and they are totally eating each other. And as someone who voted for Donald Trump, I'm here for it. It's entertaining. You're just entertaining me. What are you? Summons a ranged plant minion? I've never seen that one before. I wonder if that's new. Yeah, I've just got to set a couple of things up here. Yeah. There you go. There's a second Scarlet Farm all set up. Now. You missed. It's not a particularly friendly biome that I want to go into, but I know I may have to. Excuse me. But yes, 100%. When you ignore the hierarchy of needs and you're running for political office and you get BTFO'd by the public, you shouldn't be surprised. Excuse me, I already have those pants, and I think that shirt. Well, that's okay. That's not really the goal here anyways, to get more gear. I mean, obviously the goal of the game is to constantly get more gear, but I'm actually trying to dig my way to the crystal biome or a crystal biome somewhere, because I need to start getting the Gleamwood farm set up for when that becomes relevant. So I'm hoping, I hope we're getting close. Watch my biomes be messed up and it's like all forest and the mushroom biome right straight to the other area. Just to spite me. Another question I'm going to have is this pickaxe going to do the job? Well, I mean, even if it doesn't, having a path to a crystal biome right now is not necessarily a bad thing. Oh, nope. Right to a meadow, actually. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Oh. Cool. So that way when I come back through and start making the walls on this thing. Huh. Well, there's another copper nugget. That's always a welcome thing to see, but... Huh. It is such a strange thing for me, personally, to be seeing meadow biomes this far down. And the other thing that's weird Haha, there it is. Okay. Now. There is no guarantee. Well, there's no guarantee in life, period. But there's no guarantee I'm going to be able to get through this wall. But I'm going to try. You know what? That's a very good point. It would probably be just faster to have the machines do all the work for me. Hey, I got one of the greenwood seeds that I needed. Alrighty, well, let's go get the farm done. Oh, it's the guys in the field. Okay. Huh. Okay. The chaos in there is kind of interesting, but but if we're being honest for a minute, it's not really the best way to do that. I will build one of those later. Alright, I'll be right back, guys. I know that there's a tractor in the field across the road, but that don't sound like a tractor. It sounds like a throwing chainsaw.
That's the Crane Brothers working the field.
Oh, well, from my chair, it sounds like a stinking chainsaw. I'm gonna put this.
Harrowing, I don't know if they're gonna plant a crop, cover crop. I think that's what they call it.
Ground turkey, French lays. Out of the way, and I'm gonna find something to snack on that's not too huge. Yeah, I left that for you because I don't want to eat too many of the waffles. I actually was thinking something more protein.
I just called eat because we haven't received any notification.
Yeah, well, we're on stream, so probably talking about that stuff while an active mic is on. It's not a good idea. Just a thought.
The funds have not been released.
Oh.
Oh, that's from the federal government.
Well, the whole government got screwed up because of Biden. What do you expect? I mean, what do you want me to say? There's nothing more to say about the matter. Oh, good Lord.
Probably a tough one.
It usually is.
Hello? Yes. Who's calling, please? Yeah. Who's calling, please? stupid.
I don't even want to know.
Well, let's see. What's next? I can't. They advised me not to order oil until I was water below half. Maybe by that time the funds will come in from the federal government.
Well, I don't think we're even remotely below half, are we?
We're getting down there.
I'll go out and take a look later.
Yeah, I've already checked it. I checked it.
No, I'm still gonna go take a look for myself.
And it's not I just wanted to. I mean, I applied on the 22nd of August.
It's a government organization.
This
Every bit of the government right now is completely.
I have to do this every year.
Well,
And after I do this, make this phone call.
you don't say the rest of it because you're on an open mic, and I know what you're gonna say. You're on an open mic that the rest of the world can hear.
I don't care.
Well, I do care because then you're gonna try to. Then it's gonna cause an issue at home, and I don't want any more issues at home. Period. Like I shouldn't have to deal with it, to be honest. But no, the reason that they're taking so long is because we just had a historic friggin' election that tilted the entirety of the government on its friggin' head. You've got Democrats blaming each other for, not voting the way that they thought you should, despite the fact that the entirety of the party basically ignored Maslow's hierarchy of needs to vote for this stuff. Like, what did they think was going to happen, right? But because of that, anything related to the government is going to be nuts for a while. Just kind of expect it. It's part of the process, part of the system, and we all have to deal with it. Unfortunately. And I'm not saying unfortunately because I didn't want Donald Trump to win. I'm saying unfortunately because this happens no matter who wins. Every 4 years, and you should know this by now, every 4 years, everything kind of goes nuts. And who's the one who has to deal with it? Us. Every damn time. It's the voting American public that has to deal with the chaos that ensues from every election, every single time. Oh, what's that? You got a Republican in office and Antifa's mad because they didn't get their way? Well, you're going to have to deal with more riots and violence in the streets because when they don't get their way, they light buildings on fire. Because they're basically a terrorist organization at this point. And they do not represent the better parts of the Democrat Party at all. They're probably about the worst part of the Democrat Party and anything to do with them. But because of the situation surrounding our politics right now, yes, everything government related is going to be at best delayed, at worst canceled to some degree. But if you're worried about the oil, don't be. Because where the federal government is going to fail, this is why you have us here. We won't. And if we have to dump $300 to $700 into putting fuel in the oil tank this year, then that's what we'll do. Don't stress over it. this point, you're just kind of stressing over what I call a nothing burger. And I know someone's going to see this stream and say, oh, it's not a nothing burger. You're talking about warming your house. Lols. It is a nothing burger because even if they don't help us, we still have it covered. Even if I have to drop just like $100 a month into it, it's fine. It is what it is. I'm not going to let us freeze to death because, you know, stuff is going sideways right now. And by the way, politically speaking, things are going to be sideways for at least a few years. And this is where politics affects the everyday person, in that anything even remotely attached to the government, when you have things like this happen, it gets a little uprooted. Unfortunately for the Democrats, this time it was absolutely required. But enough politics. Jesus, I've had enough of politics for the day. I'd rather just sit here and stare at the puffins on the big screen than talk about this garbage. It's not garbage, it's what makes our country run, but like, does it have to infect everything? See, you ask someone from DC, they say yes. But, and this time, by the way, the election was so important that the Amish came out and voted. They never vote. When you got Amish folks cruising through their buggies with Trump banners on them, you know you done messed up somewhere. It's time to recalibrate and figure out where. And on that point, actually, that was more the government of Pennsylvania. I am not going to tunnel that way, because I know I don't have the firepower to deal with that thing right now. Well, I do, but it'd be a long fight. It'd be like fighting a small boss at this point. But no, like, why should I let politics take over my gaming stream? I'm not going to let it do it. No. In fact, I think we're just going to refocus back on the game. And today, except for like at around 3 o'clock-ish, I'm going to be getting off of this so I can go do a politics stream, but that stream is specifically, it's not really directed so much at half of America as it is just one person who said one thing to me, and they're on my Facebook and my Twitter. And they're watching everything that I do online, so. And I know how they voted, because it's how they always vote. And they told me I was wrong. And yes, I'm absolutely petty enough to do this. I will 100% make a stream of me being petty towards one individual because they said I was wrong. That is absolutely a thing. And it's absolutely going to happen. Not sorry. Okay. I'm gonna have to buy some more of them eggs. Boop. Wubba lubba dub dub. My loves, my wubs, and my dubs are no longer as loud as they used to be. Number 1, delete that torch because it doesn't need to be there. Number 2, milk conveyor belt that. Oh yeah, I forgot to water that thing, didn't I? Sorry, honey. I'm gonna break your water stuff there. God, I just realized that that hesitation made that sound so much worse than I intended. Oh, yeah, actually, yeah, but also we'll do that. Snag a water bucket. I thought I had one in there. Just in case I need to dig something out in one single line. And the water bucket. Okay, also, I know I said I'd make one for her later, and I will. But, for right now, I need the extra space. And we'll do that. So, could you explain something to me as someone who's not into farm stuff, Graham? What is a cover crop? What does that do?
Well, it's, I don't know what it is, some kind of grass, clover, or something. And when spring comes, they harrow it in before they plant. It actually is a fertilizer.
Oh.
Also a good deal.
Well, I like that.
Probably they're not planting. Right now, all they're doing is harrowing on the sun.
Right.
That's just like
I don't even know the difference between the devices, so... Need more drills, and I need more... Apparently I need more tin. Okay. Oh. Let's go pick some up. This is where a movement speed boost would be nice. But Yeah, no, I'm just gonna drag you guys along to watch me do the farm stuff. I'm not doing boss fights today. As soon as I'm done setting up the automation so you guys can see how our base was constructed, the stream is going to be over because I'm not going to waste time where I'm the only one sitting here basically moderating my own content. And I really wish YouTube would make it so, like, when you're on your stream and you're using your chat bar to kind of keep an eye on things. I really wish they'd make it so you didn't count as one of your own viewers. I wish there was a way to do that. But they don't. I'm gonna have to go find some more ore boulders. I might do that part off stream because that's some really boring stuff. You're just digging around looking for more boulders and just setting up more automation and there are some things that I do intend to do with this off stream. I'm just kind of trying to gauge the whole, like, who's online when kind of thing when I do these long streams like this. I know for a fact that the people who are watching stuff like Tim Pool and Sticks Hexenhammer, they're usually on their breaks. Oh, we got a visit from the puppy dog. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. I know it. Yep. Say hi. No, lick my arm, I guess, huh? Him's a good boy. Yes, he is. He's usually a very good boy. He gets loves and hugs. All kinds of things. Alright, go play. I guess I'm not playing alone today. I guess my puppy dog wanted to come play too. Imagine that. Alright, so the drill color really... I mean, oh yeah, you're using resources, dude. Do you know how many scarlet I can go get right now? It's insane. Alright, we'll go attach these where they need to be attached. That was weird. What I actually need is to make more conveyor belts. Yeah, you know what? I don't want those there. I want them right here. Alright, the one more drill. Hey! Matt, Bud, enough. Hey! Just because someone opens and closes a door does not mean you have to go nuts. But I'm going to anyway, he says. I'm gonna have to. I got it. house phone is going to be the death of me and everything I'm trying to do. Hello? Hello? Shut up, bot. Before anyone ever asks me, yes, I'm very well aware that it's a bot. I know it's a bot. It's almost always a bot. In fact, I can probably count on like one hand how many times it wasn't a bot. Actually, wait for this. They just don't know when to quit, do they?
No. They're earning a living.
Hello? Yeah, she's right here. Can you believe this one's Brenda?
Whoa. Come on. Nothing. Watching the great brothers now in the field out here. There, finally. Yeah, finally. You know, I haven't called her. She called me to tell me that, oh, Garth, Julie's husband passed away. Yeah, he had cancer. He fought it. I didn't know he even had it. I knew he was sick, but I didn't know what. They live in near Syracuse, New York. And, so I think, yeah, somewhere around there. She's younger than Terry and Kenneth, probably 10 years. Yeah, something like that. You know, it's like Terry said, everybody's dropping like flies. Well, he's lost, Tory McDaniels just died. He was a year younger than Terry in school, I think. And this is Beverly McDaniels that lives over on Gibbsville Road next to where she was married to. So she lost Norwood, her husband. You know, they used to run a little gas station store on here on Route 4. Well, her daughter Drusilla passed away. She was diabetic. She was having treatments the same time I'm walking on that twice a day, and I still am not losing any weight, and I can't seem to lose a pound. I don't know what it is. I get down to 138, and then 2 days later I'm right back up to 140. But I feel good, and I eat like a pig. I always have, and I always will. So I know that's a problem. Yeah. Oh my word, I guess so. Good. Well, you have a good day. Thanks for calling. I appreciate it. And you give my love to your kids and grandkids and whatever, if you see them on Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah, that is this month, isn't it?
You say hi to Bob for me. Yep. All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yeah, we can always go get you one of the little smart cars. It's like the size of your kitchen table. Oh,
Keep the focus. I'll keep the focus because that's why I wanted you to check my account to see if Jason has ever cashed that check that I gave him.
oh yeah, you're right. I still have to do that. But I think before I do that, I'm gonna end this stream. Really only one or two people watching it, which is fine. I thank you guys for sticking around. If you like what you'd seen, I'm sorry about the last like half hour of silence. It was a private phone call between family members. If you like what you'd seen, yeah, hit the like and subscribe button. Otherwise, yeah, just